Next up, a blockchain 5G network setup called Helium just raised $111 million, 111. Interesting. I wonder if they did that on purpose. From a venture firm called A16Z, haven't heard of them, and others to decentralize 5G. Okay, this seems interesting. I saw a lot of ICO concepts of building decentralized Uber, 5G, Wi-Fi, and Airbnb killers. None of them ever built a product, and they all seem to have absconded with your money if you're a crypto ICO investor, and they all seem like scams. This one is backed by a real venture firm. So let me explain what Helium is doing in terms of mining crypto. It's actually interesting, and it might be one of these ideas that actually has a chance of working. So in plain English, you're going to be able to mine cryptocurrencies, run algorithms to make these coins, like Bitcoins or Ethereum tokens, by installing hotspot devices and providing access to Helium's 5G network. In other words, you buy this device, you give people 5G, and you earn cryptocurrency on the network. You have a financial incentive to buy this device, put it on your network, and give people access to it. Very interesting. So, according to the Yahoo Finance story, Helium has over 11,000 global city locations in 112 countries, and users have already deployed more than, get this, 112,000 Helium hotspots in just over 24 months since launch. That is not insignificant. Their stated goal is to decentralize 5G. So this means, I think, that you buy tokens to use the 5G. If I'm a business traveler, I buy it, just like I used to buy Boingo, or I used to have GoGo Wireless. So there were these services you could buy. Or I think if you're on Comcast Xfinity, you see the Xfinity routers, you can log into them, but it's closed to their network. It's a private network just for Xfinity users. So it doesn't actually grow that much. This one seems fascinating. I could take my Verizon, my Comcast, whatever connection I have. If I'm at a university, I put this hotspot in my university dorm. I mine coins. I give access to the other students and whatever, the business across the street, access to my 5G. Interesting. So in an April blog post, they announced a partnership with Freedom Fi, a company that manufactures open source 5G devices to provide a gateway to Helium's network. I didn't even know Freedom Fi existed or that there was this open source 5G movement. So this is very interesting. There have been other open source Wi-Fi movements. We saw that 20 years ago when Wi-Fi first came out. But this is taking cryptocurrency and mining and a financial incentive and adding it to something people desperately want and need. And when they don't have it, they will pay for it. Internet access. If you don't have internet access, man, you will pay anything for it. HNT is the name of their cryptocurrency, Helium's cryptocurrency, which can be mined by having your hotspot provide and validate wireless coverage over Helium's network. Very simple. It's a fancy way of saying giving people internet. According to their website, mining HNT is done by installing a simple device on your office window. Very simple. You put it on your window, slap it up. Okay, now how do you earn HNT, right? Their cryptocurrency. Think of it like earning Bitcoin. So the way you can earn it via your hotspot is, hotspot, something other people can log into, just like you make your phone a hotspot, completing proof of coverage. What this means is passing random wireless tests on the network called challenges. So if your network is discovered, I guess, you get paid, right? So if you put it up and other people see it, you're going to get some tokens. Great. And witnessing proof of coverage, i.e. your device would need to be in close proximity to another device to witness and verify their proof of coverage test. In other words, they police each other and you get some HNT, or the Bitcoin in this case. It's not Bitcoin, but just to make it simple for you to understand. Now, the network data transfer that you provide is another way for you to get more HNT. So the more data that goes across your hotspot, the more you get. So HNT's price tag has gone 16x since January, from $1.29 to $20.68 as of the taping of this recording. And I think before I print this, I'm going to go buy $1,000 worth of HNT if it's on Robinhood, because this seems like one of the few crypto ideas that actually has an application. Other applications for cryptocurrency, obviously NFTs I believe in, obviously a store of value I believe in, money transfer. And I obviously believe that it's good for laundering money and gray market transactions and terrorism. So I'm now up to, this might be the 6th use case, I think, broadly speaking. NFTs and collectibles, I believe in that, yeah. Storing money, a store of value, I believe in that. Money transfer, I half believe in, it kind of works. It's maybe unnecessary for many people. And then dark web transactions. So I'll put those in one bucket. So that's 4. And then this fifth one, I actually believe in this, I think. I don't know if it's going to work. It will require a big footprint, but I believe in the idea at least. And I like the start here. So Helium also published a one-day breakdown of HNT distributions, which is more transparency than some other cryptocurrencies have given us lately. Oh, t'other. 30% of HNTs went to network data transfer. 35% went to hotspot infrastructure, that proof of coverage we talked about there. And 35% went to founders, investors, and organizations that will manage blockchain governance. So they basically swept 35% for themselves. The founders get that. So if this thing becomes worth $10 billion, the founders are going to make $3.5 billion and the investors. So that's a little bit more transparency than we usually see. And maybe that's the model. Maybe when you make a cryptocurrency going forward, you give a third to your investors and founders, insiders, a third to people who are in one group of usage, the buy side, and one group to the sell side. I don't know how it'll exactly, but then you get speculators. So this is the perfect example of what's called a utility token. There is actually a utility to the tokens do something, get you internet access, or you make them for giving internet access. So this is where it doesn't feel like a security, but it actually is, because I'm going to buy it to speculate on it. And this is why cryptocurrency is so intriguing to so many people. Because if you can get the utility and the investment part together, man, that's never really existed in the world. Okay, it's time for another OurCrowd deal of the week. Right now, you can join OurCrowd's investment in BoatSetter. According to the deal memo, BoatSetter is the largest and only insurance-backed boat rental marketplace that connects owners, renters, and licensed captains. Very interesting. Sounds to me like Airbnb. For BoatSetter grew revenue over 100% year over year, according to the deal memo, and more growth could be coming with 12 million private boat owners in the U.S., according to, again, that deal memo. And you want to read deal memos. I write them for a living. I read them for a living. And they cost you nothing to read these deal memos and get smarter. Speaking of growth, do you wish you were early in some of the best performing IPOs of 2019 and 2020? Well, OurCrowd investors were, and now you can join them. With OurCrowd, accredited investors can invest directly, easily, and most importantly, early. OurCrowd investors have benefited from OurCrowd companies IPOing like Beyond Meat and Lemonade, or being bought by companies like Intel, Nike, Microsoft, Oracle, and my favorite company, Uber. OurCrowd's accredited investors have already invested over $1 billion in growing tech companies. If you're an accredited investor, you can join OurCrowd for free at OurCrowd.com/twist. Again, OurCrowd.com/twist. There is no payment involved unless you invest. So go to OurCrowd.com/twist and sign up for free and start reading those deal memos, which will make you smart.